Welcome back to the Thinking Crypto podcast, your home for cryptocurrency news and interviews. If you are new here, please hit that subscribe button as well as the thumbs up button and leave a comment below. If you're listening on a podcast platform such as Spotify or Apple, please leave a 5-star rating and review. It supports the podcast and it doesn't cost you anything. Well, folks, we got to start with Bitcoin's price because today was wild. Bitcoin broke through $69,000, hitting a new all-time high, but then immediately rejecting. Right now, it's sitting at $63,274. So a nice, healthy pullback, folks. This is what we've been talking about for a while. I thought that this was going to happen at 50K, but Bitcoin went beyond many analyst projections and what we've seen historically. It's ahead of schedule. Usually, the type of movement that Bitcoin is seeing and breaking through to all-time highs happens after the halving, but it's ahead of schedule. And that's good for the entire market. We get to make money sooner, right? Versus having to wait longer. So Ethereum at $3,530, BNB at $388, Solana at $121, XRP at 58 cents, Cardano at 67 cents, Dogecoin at 14 cents, still in the number 9 spot. But look at this. Number 10, a meme coin has claimed the number 10 spot, and that is Shiba Inu. Folks, Shiba Inu over the past 7 days is up near 191%. That is wild. I mean, my goodness, I don't hold these meme coins. I got a little bit of Doge, but I don't hold any meme coins and I don't really mess with them. But if you're making money off of them, more power to you. As long as you're making money, I'm happy for you folks because I'm here to make money. So Bitcoin, folks, is cooling down. Once again, this is a healthy pullback. Those of you who've been here for multiple bull market cycles, you know the deal. You've been around the block. These pullbacks to build support levels are needed so that we can go to higher prices. Because if you keep running up like this, it's not sustainable. And it eventually will have its burnout moment and its overbought scenario sooner than later. But we want to go to higher prices. We want to go to 6 figures, 100K plus. So great that Bitcoin's pulling back here. I know some of my super uber bullish people are going to say, what do you mean it's great? Folks, like I said, I've been here. I've seen that markets have to follow principles. It doesn't matter if you're super bullish, they have to follow principles. And you have to look at both the bullish and the bear scenario. As an educated, informed investor, you cannot have tunnel vision and be biased. You have to look at what the market is telling you. What are the charts telling you? What are the fundamentals telling you? That's important. So this is very needed so that we can continue to higher prices this year. And I'm hoping and I'm anticipating for 6 figures Bitcoin, $100,000 plus. So we'll just have to wait and see what Bitcoin does next. Here's what analyst Matthew Hyland had to say about Bitcoin's close today. Bitcoin daily closes below previous wick high. That area is now resistance that will need to be reclaimed. So Bitcoin may have to spend the next couple of weeks consolidating, building the support level before it bounces up. And that could be, look, the majority of March. It could be because maybe it starts to rally again as we get closer to the halving, which is in April. Just a thought. There's no guarantees here, but we know how it has played out historically, so we can use some of that institutional knowledge, right? Because we've been here for a while to get have an idea, a probability, a guesstimate of what it may do next. Let's take a look at the top coins that are trending on social media. This data was updated 33 minutes ago. It comes as no surprise. Bitcoin is in the number 1 spot with overall positive sentiment despite the pullback. But it's, of course, leading because it hit an all-time high and then had a pullback. But meme coins continue to pop up. Shiba Inu, obviously, because it's rising to number 10 on the market cap list, is at number 2. Dent is at number 3. You got here Myro. I never heard of Myro. Dog with Hat, my goodness, is still trending high at number 5. eCash, I've never heard of that, is at number 7. Terra Luna Classic, man, why are people investing in this crap? It even has a positive sentiment. Please be careful, guys. The FTX, FTT token, Terra Luna, these are garbage projects that should be burned and not exist, but they somehow exist. So please be careful out there. Chronos, CRO, the crypto.com coin, Unification, Theta, the Theta network, that is at number 10. So that's your top 10 trending coins, folks, and I think some of it comes as no surprise. All right, let's jump into the news. Attorney John Deaton, right, who's running against corrupt Elizabeth Warren, I've donated to John. I absolutely believe John can win if he gets enough support and enough donations. Well, Anthony Scaramucci, who I've had on the podcast many times, says he's all in on John Deaton's campaign against Senator Elizabeth Warren and plans to host a fundraiser for him in New York City. So I'm near New York City, so I will definitely try to attend that. I'll share the updates as I get them, folks. And John actually tweeted out today that he's now accepting campaign donations via cryptocurrency. So you can visit his website, John Deaton for Senate, and donate to John. And he's a crypto advocate and, of course, a freedom fighter. He's not part of the political swamp that exists in DC. And we know Elizabeth Warren. She's one of the most corrupt politicians ever. So vote for John if you can, support John if you can, and let's hope he can get this victory. Now, Eleanor Terrett of Fox Business is reporting that a decision in the Custodia Bank versus Federal Reserve case will not go to trial, and a summary judgment decision should be or could be imminent. A decision on the merits will be issued forthwith. This is from Caitlin Long. So interesting, folks. This is a big one. Remember, the Fed essentially just blocking Custodia Bank because they're trying to do things right and be a crypto-focused bank. So we'll see how this plays out. Now, quick word from our sponsor, and that is Uphold. Uphold is a great crypto platform where you can buy Bitcoin and all the top altcoins. You can also trade precious metals such as gold, silver, palladium, platinum. They have stable coins. They have a lot of fiat currencies as well. They're available in over 150 countries. Best of all, folks, they have proof of reserves. They don't commingle or lend out your funds. And they got some really cool products such as Uphold Vault and different features that make it easy for you to invest. So if you'd like to learn more about Uphold, be sure to check out the link in the description. Now, Eleanor Terrett of Fox Business is also reporting that the SEC has initiated a cease and desist proceedings against ShapeShift, founded by Eric Voorhees. Now, ShapeShift is no longer active. The company closed down in 2021, but they agreed, ShapeShift agreed to pay $275,000 for its operation as an unregistered broker-dealer between 2014 and 2021. Now, I understand why Eric Voorhees kind of settled this. It's a low amount, but it also gives Gary Gensler a victory to say, see, right? Look at these guys settling. They're not fighting back because we know the SEC is suing Coinbase and Kraken and some other big players. So, look, but it is what it is. This is small and they're not operating anyway, but scumbag regulator Gary Gensler is going to use anything that he can to fight the crypto industry. So, interesting that the SEC is going after these guys, and this thing hasn't been operational in multiple years. It's so weird. Now, Nate Garachi weighed in. He's the president of the ETF store on the Ethereum spot ETF. He said the SEC is seeking public comments on various spot Ether ETF filings. Really comes down to this. Should approval of the spot Bitcoin ETFs equal approval of the spot Ethereum ETFs? Given SEC allowed ETH futures ETFs, I say yes. But clearly, key differences between Bitcoin and ETH, which the SEC is circling in on here. So as I've been stating for a while, the Ethereum situation is much more complex than the Bitcoin ETF situation. That was more clear cut. Ethereum goes back to the Bill Hinman, Jay Clayton thing. Gary Gensler refuses to say if Ethereum is not a security before Congress. I mean, come on, right? And Ethereum has a staking component and all these things that are going on. And there's a lot of building on Ethereum. So we'll see. I actually think the SEC should approve the Ethereum spot ETF. But once again, we're dealing with a scumbag regulator that is Gary Gensler. Now, some very bullish news coming out of Germany here. Deutsche Börse, if I'm saying that right, exchange debuts crypto platform for institutions. The German exchange giant Deutsche Börse intros digital asset trading, settlement, and custody services amid crypto price rally. Folks, globally, we are seeing the biggest institutions in the world, banks, stock exchanges, investment firms, jumping into crypto, launching trading services, launching custody services, and they're building the on and off ramps for institutions. Retail already has the on and off ramps. It's now time for the big money to come in. So this is why I'm so excited for this bull market cycle and future bull market cycles. So, dubbed the Deutsche Börse Digital Exchange, DBDX, the platform is set to allow trading, settlement, and custody of crypto assets while utilizing the existing connectivity to market participants, the company said Tuesday. It was not clear which crypto assets the platform would support. A firm spokesperson did not immediately return a request for comment. While Deutsche Börse operates trading on the new exchange, its subsidiary Crypto Finance is set to offer the settlement and custody services. Deutsche Börse acquired a majority stake in Crypto Finance in 2021. Deutsche Börse last year labeled launching a crypto platform as part of its Horizon 2026 strategy. That right there tells you they have a long-term view and they are not rushing into this. They're crawling, they're walking and running. And we are in 2024. So by 2026, they're looking to have a well-oiled machine going. So Carlo Kolzer, Deutsche Börse's head of foreign exchange and digital assets, called a new platform, Deutsche, a game changer for digital ecosystems. We aim to provide trusted market operations for crypto assets, ensuring transparency, security, and regulatory compliance for institutional clients in Europe, he added in a statement. Folks, it's incredible. And when you think about capital flowing in around the globe, into these hard cap token supplies where you have that supply and demand economic. There's not an inflationary aspect to it. Now, don't get me wrong. Some tokens do have that. But, let's look at some of the top ones like Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, and so forth. And some have a burn rate. It gives the price of these tokens the potential for incredible increase in value because of the hard cap nature of it. And this thing is on the internet, distributed globally. So you can be in any part of the world. I've often talked about it. Have a cell phone and you have an internet connection. You can participate in the asset class. You can buy a fraction. Now, these institutions in Wales, they're not going to be buying fractions. They're going to be buying a ton of it. But the point is, whales and the common man can all participate and buy this token. And that's incredible. And see it real time and have settlement real time. So this is why it's so bullish. It's not like, okay, I can't invest in the Hong Kong Stock Exchange and people in other parts of the world can't invest in the New York Stock Exchange and so forth, right? There's a barrier there. With crypto, there's no barrier, folks. Global asset class, and anybody can participate in any fiat currency can come on board. Whether you're in Venezuela or Turkey dealing with hyperinflation, you want to move to Bitcoin, or wherever you're at, Iceland, you can participate. And that's incredible. I don't think many folks understand how big that is, and especially in an inflationary fiat currency system that we live in. And when you have barriers to stock markets and sometimes stock splits and all these things, right? Crypto brings that true hard cap supply with verifiability, real-time settlement, and much more. It's amazing. Now, let's talk about NFTs because Coachella gives NFTs a second try after FTX integration debacle. This time around, the festival says it's partnering with a trusted, secure, and safe partner in OpenSea. So, folks, this is real world adoption, and it's what I've been talking about for years. NFTs have to go beyond collectibles and nice artwork. Don't get me wrong, there's a market for that, but that's not a huge use case, right? We need utility that you get this exclusive digital ownership for a ticket, an event, whatever it may be. It unlocks special perks and features, and that's where the utility is. Now, I know some of you are going to say, dude, I don't care about NFTs. I don't own any. I don't want any. That's fine. But guess what? The blockchains that are out there, and some of you have the tokens for those said blockchains, the NFTs are minted on those blockchains. And what happens when there's building and developing and use cases on that blockchain? It increases the value of that blockchain network, and that value trickles down to the native token which you hold. So you want NFTs to be built on the native blockchains of the tokens that you hold. So please understand that even if you don't hold the NFTs, you want the building and you want to see that, the tokens you hold for the respective blockchains, that there's a building on there. And this is a big one. Coachella is a huge, well-known music festival. A lot of people attend this music festival every year. And look, at some point, I actually want to attend. I love live music. It depends who's playing. I don't know if I can rough it out for multiple days. It is usually in a outdoor venue spot where, things can get a little rough, but, we'll see. We'll see. Maybe one day. But anyway, let me give you the details here. Music festival Coachella in 2022 sold NFTs that earned collectors physical art prints and photo books via a partnership with FTX. It also released a set of 10 NFTs guaranteeing lifetime passes to Coachella. The 10 Coachella keys sold for a collective $1.4 million. So despite the setbacks, guys, from FTX and all the debacle that happened there, Coachella is giving it a second try. So here's the interesting part. And which blockchains is it on, or which blockchain? The NFTs are live on the Avalanche blockchain. The native token of Avalanche is AVAX, and I hold some AVAX tokens. I had recently interviewed just last month John Wu of Ava Labs, so be sure to check out that interview. Avalanche is doing some big things, so huge adoption here for Avalanche, and this is real world adoption. And here's an example of what perks these NFTs unlock. The festival will be letting some fans purchase NFTs and gain access to VIP areas and exclusive merchandise at this year's rendition of the Indio California Week of Concerts. See, folks, unlocks benefits and features. And the great thing, as this market around NFTs evolve, people can hold on to that ticket, rent it out, and earn income on it. Let's say they can't go, but they want to keep it, and they want to rent it out to somebody, and there's a secondary market. And, there's so many opportunities here is what I'm trying to say. And all of it verifiable and eliminates fraud because of the blockchain. This is the great stuff that we're seeing here, folks. So awesome stuff. Now, final item here, Arizona Senate advances effort to add crypto to state retirement funds. For my international listeners, Arizona is a state in the U.S. The concurrent resolution seeks to encourage pension fund managers to consider crypto in their allocations. Folks, we are going to see states and governments around the world certainly adopt crypto, put it on their balance sheet. It will start with Bitcoin, and then it will expand further. And I think the ETFs really open up the door for many of these local governments, federal and international governments to do this, because the ETFs are being issued by trusted sources like BlackRock and so forth, and have proper custody. So they wouldn't have to necessarily hold it directly, and custody it and so forth. They can just go through the ETF. So it's amazing. And in fact, the article mentions that the portion of the portfolios they're allocating portion of the portfolios to Bitcoin ETFs. So folks, there's going to be a lot of buying coming, and wait till it goes beyond Bitcoin. It goes to Ethereum ETFs and other altcoins and altcoin baskets. The future is bright. You got to be patient, and exciting times ahead. Final word here from our other sponsor, and that is VeChain, which is one of the top enterprise-grade Layer 1 platforms out there, doing great things in Web3, working with big brands like BMW, PwC, Givenchy, and many others. They are also working with Boston Consulting Group to build Web3 and decentralized app ecosystems. So if you'd like to learn more about VeChain, please visit vchain.org. Link will be in the description. Thank you for watching and listening, and I'll talk to you all later.